Welcome to another episode of Darte Arte Podcast. And today we are here with Andrea, aka Rocha Libre.
Yeah.
Welcome to your town. Welcome to downtown Salinas. Tell me about Salinas. I'm learning more and more.
Salinas, what a beautiful city with a very powerful legacy of Filipino immigrants, Mexican immigrants, Chinese, Japanese immigrants, and so many others to this day. I feel proud to be from here, and I know where my grandparents spent their time. Here comes the music.
It's all good.
Salinas. And yeah, I'm just proud to be from here.
Awesome. And whereabouts? I know very little about Salinas, but I interview Cal Paradox. Shout out to Cal Paradox. He's a rapper from here, and I interviewed him maybe a month ago on a bench across the street over there.
Nice.
So I'm learning a little bit. He told me that he was born and raised like a couple of blocks from here. How about you? What was your
Northeast
Salinas? Northeast Salinas.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're like the middle class families all moved to, because it was like back in the 90s. There's like this the creek bridge got established, and it's like track homes, kind of like all the houses look the same.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it was like affordable but nicer. So like for young families who were like, working,
starting out. Yeah. And then we share some heritage. I don't want to say DNA because all humans do, but you're also half Peruvian, if you can count halves in anything, but you have some Peruvian in your blood, let's say that. Right? Your dad is?
My dad is Peruvian. Yeah, he moved here when he was 18 or 19. Yeah.
Right on. And do you go visit? Have you ever been to Peru?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot?
Sí.
That's awesome.
Por supuesto.
When was the last time?
2022.
Oh, you're lucky. I haven't been in so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard now that I have kids. It's a different kind of trip. You need to plan it very differently.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And it's more money too.
I cry because I miss it sometimes.
Oh,
like
man.
Straight up. Like I'll look at pictures and I'll start getting teary-eyed.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And whenever I see people who know that I'm Peruvian, like because I have my Nazca line, the hair in here. People
I have
go,
some Nazca lines too.
Oh, you do? Hey. Yeah, there was a girl who stopped me yesterday, and she was like, "Are you Peruvian?" I go, "Yeah."
Oh wow.
For like half an hour. When we find each other, it feels very special, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's cool. I went to this place in Santa Cruz that is Peruvian Japanese fusion. It's good. It's good. I'm very skeptic sometimes with the flavors, but they have strong Peruvian flavors in there.
What's it called?
Oh man, I have to tag them down here. She was so nice too, but she's the owner.
I would love to go there.
Yeah, it's right by Pizza My Heart in Santa Cruz, downtown Santa Cruz. It was delicious. I highly recommend it. So I want to give him a shout out here on this episode for the 10 people that see me. So,
Sweet.
So Andrea, tell me your story. How were you involved in the arts? Was it something that from very little you were like, oh, I'm outgoing, I can go to the arts? Was it painting? Was it dancing? Because I know you do yoga, you do dancing, you also do your earrings and other, I don't know all of it, but I know a little bit, so please tell me.
Sure. I guess I had no option growing up in the house that I grew up. My family on both sides, dance is a huge thing.
Really?
Like every holiday, every birthday, a baptism, a first communion, a graduation.
So dance party.
There you have to dance.
Nice.
You have to dance. And if it's not salsa, it's cumbia. If it's not cumbia, then you know how to dance bachata. If it's not bachata, maybe you know a little bit of cha-cha. On my Filipino side, dancing ballroom's like a big deal.
Okay.
Because the generation before my parents is like, ballroom was the thing. Like you grew up, it meant that you like had some level of like elegance if you knew how to dance ballroom. And so a young woman was, like seen as like a better to marry. If she knew how to like, so.
And ballroom, does that music is American music, or did they did a Filipino version of American music?
I wouldn't it was, I mean, everything's very influenced by the Spaniards. So whatever, I mean, I guess, yeah, because my grandmother has a lot of stories of dancing with American soldiers when she was very young, like very young. I know, a little too young in my personal perspective, but it was a different time, and they had arranged marriages. Who am I to judge, you know? Right. So, but my grandma did have an arranged marriage, you know, not to an American soldier, to my grandfather who was Filipino. But nevertheless, you know, in that time, she learned to dance very nicely. And she was a sought after dancer by many Americans, many American soldiers, I should say.
And she was in the Philippines?
Only ballroom.
Ballroom.
Just ballroom. With chaperones everywhere, you know?
Yeah, of course. Ah, man,
different time.
It sounds in my head. I mean, I don't know exactly what songs we're talking about, but it's like slow. Is it slow rock and roll kind of?
Cha-cha came like when she was in her 60s and 70s. When she was a young girl, it was like knowing tango, waltz.
Okay, tango,
right?
waltz. Okay, yeah.
Things like that.
Some part of my brain wants to picture like the old school movies from I don't know, from England, but I know it's not that.
It's not that.
But
think 1950s, 1940s, like women wearing like fitted, like in the middle, but puffy, like going down.
But no, that's in swing. Swing was like faster, right?
Swing was
also.
You were considered wild. My grandma always says my grandpa was very wild
because he likes swing.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm getting a better picture.
I mean, you know, it's sweet to hear her stories, but it's so apparent to me how colonized the Filipinos were, and how the beauty, like the lighter the skin, the more beautiful.
Oh, that's still
the more you can hide your accent, the more, you know, attractive you are. Just being skinny, it was like that's all the standards of the past. Very patriarch society of, you know, but I still hear it to the day sometimes. In Peru, they will say, "Oh, you had a kid. You're so lucky. He's light." I say, "What?" Yeah,
it's still prevalent to this day. It's not as bad, but that's something that interests me a lot, because a lot of people ask me. I've been in the United States more than I was in Peru. Right? I'm 42 years old, and I came when I was 17. So I've been 25 years in the United States, and people still ask me, "Why do you have an accent?" And I'm like, I'm not trying to get rid of it. Like, I can imitate a white person, but I don't want to. This is the way I speak, you know? It's like, really? You look like you just got off the boat last week. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. But, you know, there's some people you want to, like, fake your accent to fit in. And I never thought of, this is how I talk. This is how I learn English. And I'm not making any effort to not sound. I'm a foreign. I was born and raised in Peru, and I came to the United States when I was 17 years old, out of high school. So I lived my whole forming years in Peru.
So
it's funny. It's like, how do you still have such a thick accent? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not trying otherwise.
I think that you can tell when someone's lived here for, like my cousin, same age as you, been here for a super long time, like longer than he was in Peru. And it's like, it's their slang. Like, you know you're from here because the slang you use.
True.
Like, whatever, dude,
bruh,
little, you know.
I'm learning that back with my kids now, the way they talk back to me.
There you go.
Or him, the oldest one. He was like, bruh. I'm like, don't bruh me. Okay, so dancing was very entertaining in your house. And how old are you when you're like, oh, I want to do something similar to this? Or like, from that, where do you go from your passion of dancing to like
structured?
Structure.
Filipino tanikling.
Oh, okay. Tell me more about that.
The first dancing that I was put into was traditional, or you could say like folkloric Filipino.
Which is what kind of sounds?
Oof, a lot of it's mixed. You can hear a lot of the Spanish influence in some songs, and then in other songs you can hear a lot of the local instruments that were made from. Oh gosh, there's one with like I wouldn't call it. It's an instrument for dance, but it also makes a sound. It's coconut shells.
Okay.
And you tap 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 tap. You do a whole rhythmic pattern with people like in a row with you.
Like very percussive.
Percussive.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then there is the bamboo. There are these long bamboo shoots. They're really thick and they're hard. And then you have two people holding each end, and you have a little thing beneath them. So when you hit it, it makes a tick tick sound.
Oh man, I want to use this in my
tick,
songs.
Close. Tick tick. Well, it's not meant to be just an instrument. It's also an instrument for sound. It's an instrument for dance. So the dancers go in and out. They go foot in, foot out.
It's like a choreography kind of.
Oh yeah, because then they shut it closed. Your foot better be out of it.
Oh man, it's like jumping rope.
Kind of. There's more consequences though because your foot gets snapped.
That's awesome.
So it's fun to watch.
Yeah, of course.
It's communal because it requires many people to do it.
Yeah, coordination and teamwork. Yeah.
But then there's also music playing in the background. And from what I can remember, like, because I haven't danced this, I'm 35. I haven't danced this in like 20 something years, like 25 something years, maybe more. And I haven't seen one live in like, I can't even remember, like 15 years. The instruments that I can recall, there's like stringed instruments, because I'm remembering the high pitches. There's like, I want to say like, the sound to me reminds me of a xylophone, but I know it's not a xylophone. It almost sounds like hitting a bell.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll tell you later. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
I think that's so interesting because even like you're saying, it's not an instrument just to make music, but those kind of sounds I love to incorporate when I make my music because I want like weird things that, you know, you can make a rap pattern with almost anything, right? With your foot and a clap. So I always try to use instruments that are not supposed to be for that genre. I incorporate them. Like I say, I want a violin and a reggae beat, you know, so the violin is not supposed to do ting, ting, like short strums. It's supposed to be more melodic. I want to use it the wrong way. Yeah. That's how I do my music. Like I want to put things where they don't belong. Like let's put this thing where it doesn't belong and make it flow. So I'm always interested in like weird instruments. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
And my first exposure to Filipino culture, I would guess, because I came from Peru to Miami, I never met a Filipino person in Miami, but here there's quite a bit. And when I started working at the aquarium, there was this Filipino girl, and the first thing I asked her is, "Do you have any like reggae music in like Filipino language?" And she was like, "I don't know. I was born here. I don't know." But now I follow a rap band. I think it's called Morodo, if I'm pronouncing it right. Morodo Beats, and there's this Filipino, like it's not a guy, but it's a group that they have different rappers and they make different beats and they rap like nice hardcore stuff. I have it on my playlist.
Cool.
But I'm always interested in other cultures and other languages and how they adapt, you know, this mainstream music or pop music or reggae music to their culture, and then they mix it. That's my, like, I don't know, that feeds my soul. So I love that stuff. All right, so I'm sorry, I'm taking over the interview.
It's all good.
So dancing when you're a young kid, you feel like your body movement it's awakening. Is this the thing that is like, this is the closest thing I'm gonna do when I do arts, or do you see other things?
It was like an evolution. So it went from dancing, traditional Filipino dancing, to doing like gymnastics, to then doing ballet and jazz, like just, you know, at Jeannie Robinson's Dance Arts here on Monterey Street. Just started taking ballet first, started doing jazz after that.
And is this because your family is telling you, or because you're like, no, I want to do this?
I wanted to.
Okay, that's
And they
cool.
were excited that I wanted to.
Yeah, that's awesome.
With the Filipino dancing and the gymnastics, I didn't really have a choice, but I liked it. It was fun. I loved being on a stage, and I loved performing, and I loved having the attention of a crowd. You know, it felt nice to me because my family was proud. I could feel my grandma so proud of me. I could feel my father, my mom, like clapping. Like for me, that made me feel very good because I already grew accustomed to that in our household when we're dancing salsa, or when, you know, my cousins are being silly, and
it was a good feeling.
It's a good feeling, and I wanted to keep it going, and so I did. And so basically, once I got into ballet and jazz, I just got into competition with that kind of stuff. So I danced with the dance team. I traveled around California and Hawaii and performed and competed, and then...
I didn't know any of this. I love doing these interviews because then I know people's stories, man. This is so interesting. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then in high school, I did theater. So I was like super... Oh, and middle school. I was like... low-key, okay, this is like the star of my 8th grade play, you know?
There you go.
Star of the 8th grade play, yeah. I was the main... Yeah. I was very
What was the
proud.
play? What was the play?
I don't know. All I Want for Christmas or something like that. I don't know. And then when I got to high school, I did the International Thespian Society.
I don't know
And
what that
that's
is.
just
but-
like, it's like the acting club. People
Okay.
who love the arts and for acting specifically.
That's awesome.
The drama.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So did that, and then after college, went to college, took more dance.
Was that your main focus? Is that what you wanted, like your degree on arts, or you weren't sure?
I wanted to, but my dad didn't think it was smart.
Oh,
My
man.
Peruvian,
Of course,
God
of
bless
course.
my father for his like immigrant history. Coming to America, thought the arts is like that's bullshit. You're
Yeah,
going
you-
to school for like
You need a real thing.
academics. You're going to be a doctor or a
Oh,
lawyer or a
man.
scientist. Like we're not paying for you, which was like really hard for me because I really
course.
wanted to do the arts. And here I am as an adult, like going in that direction.
Yeah.
Finally, but it took him 35 years to accept that maybe his daughter could actually make it,
Yeah.
in that realm because, he just grew up in a different time.
100%.
And again, I can't be mad at him anymore or judge him or anything for that. Like he was just trying to protect me, because he had this idea that life would be not so easy for me if I pursued
As
the
an
arts.
artist, yeah.
Which it's true.
Right?
But when I believe when you are an artist and you are willing to say you're an artist, it's because you're willing to dedicate your life to it, no matter what it takes.
Right.
And you're going to make those risks, and you're going to try and accept criticism when you have to, and get feedback, fail, all of that.
Grow.
And I'm willing to do all that.
Take a step back. Consider, a few losses, not necessarily a mistake, but a learning lesson.
And
What can
still
you-
believe in your genius, man,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
still
yeah.
believe
You have to. It's-
in your craft and your whatever it is.
If you don't like what you do, then who's gonna? So it's I still find it today with my music, with how proud and how boastful you want to be about I'm the shit, but also you need to be humble, and sometimes you don't make the best decision. So it's like a balancing act at all times.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm the best, but I can learn a lot. It's like, I don't know. It's for me. It's a never-ending.
I learned this new word that I love, the
Please do it.
ecotone.
Okay,
The
ecotone.
Because an ecotone is when two biomes come together. A biome being like, for example, there's like the shore, right? Like the dunes.
The
or, like,
ecosystem,
the
yeah.
deer, the ecosystem there that meets like another ecosystem, which could be like the forest, right? When they come together, there's a like little bridge where like one meets another, like sandy shores meet trees and
Yeah.
whatever, right? So that bridge point where they come, it's called the ecotone, and only certain types of life can live there. And I think that like there's like a bridge or a blending, and for us to be able to hold both, like hold the criticism, know that we can grow and develop, but also still have the confidence and
You have
security
to.
and trust ourselves, like that's where I want to live.
Yeah, man. It's exciting. It's challenging at the same time, So it always gets you engaged. That's why I love, writing music, getting on the stage, is because I know the feeling of excitement is because you could succeed and it's the best. And then there's a lot of risk where you can forget your lyrics, or you play your instrument wrong, or you make the wrong move and you could fail. But I don't know. It's just, it makes you live in the moment. It keeps you in
Presence.
presence.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
It
Yeah.
keeps you in the moment.
Keeps you in the moment.
Just like all these kids behind us doing their wheelies. I love it. You don't know how much I'm loving
Popping
this.
wheelies
This
and
is the perfect thing. I want to recruit them for a video after we're done talking here.
Do it.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about college. You thought it was more art for you. What was your dad? Did he like
He was
give
like,
you?
no. You can study art. We're not gonna pay for school.
Did he push you in a specific degree, or he said just pick something else?
Pick something more reasonable. I think is like realistic is what he kind of
Okay.
that was the vibe I got. So I was like, damn, I want to do arts. I love art so much. So I said, okay, like what study can I do? And then I discovered cultural anthropology.
There you go. Okay.
So I went to UCLA for cultural anthropology.
Nice. Oh my God. That explains a lot about what I've talked to you about. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Yeah, anthropology is so interesting. Like, I never even knew about that degree when I was in Peru. It wasn't even like study people behavior. What is that?
Before we go too farther, I dropped out.
Oh, okay. but all right. I like that.
I got depressed. I was really
too much?
unhappy. I think LA was not the right city for me at age 18.
And it was from Salinas, close to your family, straight to LA. That was the shock? Was
yes,
that? Okay.
Correct. And also I wasn't studying something that my heart really wanted.
I see.
And I didn't feel a sense of community there. I was like very, very involved. I'm an extrovert naturally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, going to different clubs, different everything. I was in a salsa team. I was like fashion club. I was art history club. I was doing so many different things to try to feel. I was doing yoga and I was just not happy. And not even not happy, I was literally depressed.
Right, and can you pinpoint where it was or not really?
At this point in my life, I just recognized I wasn't being true to myself. And then it got me really messed up in the mind. So I dropped out. And then I spent 2 years, I was at Hartnell and at MPC. And I studied to go transfer to SF State, and I got my degree in SF State, and I got it in apparel design and merchandising.
Oh, yeah. Right on. So that's where Manzanita
Mercantile.
That
was definitely born from the confidence that I have in myself in my degree. I enjoy curating. I love bringing things together in a cohesive way and creating experiences.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's all within California, but very different spaces, right? From Salinas to LA, back here, rebuild and then go out to a big city, but a different vibe than LA, right? I've never been in LA, lived, but I've been a few times. But I've heard there's another guy who works, he's a designer here, and he also went to LA for school. And he told me a few stories of, his pride grew when he was a Salinas guy in LA.
I bet.
And it used to be like, oh, I'm from the Bay. And then he was like, no, I'm from Salinas, man. Salinas is a thing. I don't want to say San Jose, because some people just say that because they can't picture it, right? They're in LA and they're like, oh, you're from the Bay Area. And it's like, no, I want to be more specific. I'm from Salinas.
Totally.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then in San Fran, woo. In San Francisco,
you made eye contact. You wanted us to. You wanted to make sure we saw.
This is part of the outdoor podcast. I like it. It's part of life.
Oh man!
In San Francisco, tell me your experience in San Francisco. When you went there, you had this degree already planned in your head, or is it more like you were still finding your way?
For sure, I knew I wanted to study fashion. Okay. I was prepping for those years at MPC and MPC and Hartnell, taking fashion courses. When I moved to SF, it was like everything happened so nicely. I made friends. I got a really good job. I found a community. Yeah. I liked what I was studying. It was like just good things happened.
Yeah, of course.
It accelerated. And it just felt like night and day from UCLA to SF State. So
you being a little older too, you think how to play or
only
not really?
3 years older.
Okay, so it wasn't that big of a gap.
No, only 2 years older. Yeah.
Okay.
No, not really.
It was just the vibe. That's okay.
Yeah. It's like SF just welcomed me with open arms, we love you, come here.
Oh, nice.
And UCLA was like, what you about though? Who you?
Where you from? The Bay Area?
Exactly. You know what people people used to have these assumptions about me, and I guess they were kind of right. But she's that hippie Latina NorCal girl. That's who I was. The hippie Latina NorCal girl.
That's your hashtag, huh?
They would call me Chicana. Oh, that Chicana girl. And I'm like, I'm not even Mexican. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm Mexican in my heart. So whatever, it's cool.
Yeah, I feel a little Mexican in my heart now since I've been in California for almost 12 years. You can't deny it. It's like when
especially out here in Monterey County. I mean, man,
yeah.
I love me, my friends, out here who teach me about Mexican culture. Very proud.
Breakfast burritos, the best invention ever.
La música.
Oof, la música.
Oh my
so
God.
many things. So many.
I listen to like everything that I grew up hearing on my block, like from all the parties, the quinceañeras, everything. Like I play that when I'm up in the Bay because I just miss Salinas.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Bring a little bit of Salinas up to the Bay. Yeah.
Yeah. I won't get into my. I was gonna nerd out. No, I'll be fine. Let's keep the interview going.
Okay, so what's after San Francisco? Did you start Manzanita Mercantile there, or was it a move that was a little later?
Way later. When I lived in SF, I worked for a number of companies. I worked for Louis Vuitton. I worked for Banana Republic, doing all of like the windows and the styling.
Oh, nice.
I worked for a few human experience design companies. I moved out of fashion, and then moved into experiential design, but from the admin standpoint. So I did kind of that for a while, got exposure to architecture, got exposure to people who do all sorts of like web design, human experience design. And then after that, what did I do? Oh, this whole time to make extra cash, I was doing brand ambassador kind of work. That was fun, representing different brands. Did some modeling for money, did voiceover work for money, and gosh, yeah. Manzanita Mercantile was born out of COVID.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I lost my job. I was doing field marketing, representing a brand.
Were you still up in San Fran? Okay.
Yeah. So in 2020, I was working for a brand. I lost my job. Couldn't afford to pay for my apartment, or my room in my house, I should say, not an apartment anymore. And then I decided to live with a partner. Didn't work out with him. So then I moved in with my family back here in Salinas. And Manzanita Mercantile, I started like in October, I think, of 2020, right before the holiday season. And it was just kind of like, I saw an opportunity in the antique mall. I thought to myself, I know how to do this. I've been selling clothes to resale shops for years.
Oh, okay.
And so I love to do estate sales. I have a lot of people in my family and friends who like gift me things that they don't want anymore.
So like recycling, or what they call it, upcycling.
Upcycling things, knowing how to clean it, how to restore it, make it beautiful again. Thrifting, like all of it. I just love all of it. Garage sales, I'm like so good at garage. I got this at a garage sale.
That's awesome.
Isn't
I
that
love it. Yeah.
beautiful?
Yeah. It's so colorful. Perfect.
All right.
And there was a big sense of like, out of everybody being locked out and not being able to see anybody, I feel like when people started opening up again with like outdoor stuff, there was a lot of pop-ups, and there was a lot of like I feel like the farmer market style or the night market style like grew exponentially out of COVID. It might be my perception, but then I saw a lot of people doing because there was no option, right? Like there were not jobs. The remote work wasn't established very well yet. A lot of people lost their jobs, and people were like, I'm just gonna dive into my passion. I met a lot of friends who started cooking, and they started their own business, with cooking, branding. I started a clothing brand during COVID too. So people wanted to do, okay, it's time to dive into my thing, So
I always, since I was really little, I always knew I wanted a business on Main Street. Since I was a little girl, I just felt like I knew I could do it. Have you ever been to Yangtze's Taste of Thai?
No.
There's a really, really popular restaurant down the street, or there was one, called Yangtze's Taste of Thai, and the owner was like a mom to me. And to see a woman business owner in that way really inspired me. And I used to think about how I loved playing like store as a little girl. I loved decorating places and making it beautiful, and doing that was kind of like giving that gift back to the little me, because I got to have, a pretty decent sized space and make it whatever I wanted and sell whatever I thought I could sell. And it always moved me and impressed me the things people would buy. Sometimes something that I thought maybe someone will buy. I don't really think someone's gonna buy it, but maybe. And then it would just sell like that. Or I think something, this is so freaking cool, like someone's definitely gonna buy this like so fast, and I'd leave it and no one would buy it.
Same with my music, man. You don't know what people are gonna like. I was like, I don't even know if I want to put this song on the CD. And people are like, hey, the best song on the CD. I'm like, people have their own taste. You know, it's crazy. So Manzanita started with a location, like a store. Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Inside this antique mall right here.
Okay.
Yeah, the second or third to last window in the back. I can't remember anymore.
Oh man, that's awesome. We're like right here. If we had a cameraman, we'll do the interview walking and you give me a tour.
I know.
But we don't. Next time for episode 2, we'll do the walking tour.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
What are you guys doing?
A podcast.
What is that? Are you guys on the camera?
Oh yeah.
You want to go behind
be?
it?
If you're here, you're gonna be on the
right here.
camera.
Howdy.
What's your name?
Avon.
Even I love you guys doing your tricks. I'm a musician and I'm looking to do a video with kids doing tricks.
Yeah, you guys want to pop some wheelies behind us?
They can. I can't really.
You want to pop a wheelie behind us? It'll be on a video.
I mean, I was probably really.
But like right here?
Like if you're coming this way, you'll be in the center of the camera. It's right here.
Because the camera will see you if you do it that way.
Yeah. I mean, don't crash into us, but if
Yeah.
you do your pop your wheelie this way, you'll be like right in between us. It'll be cool. I mean, you can stop like right there, but come like this way. There you go, like what he's doing. There you go.
Oh!
That's it. Hey,
Oh, there
you
you
got
go.
it.
You got it on camera.
Yeah, we're doing an interview with local artists. I'm a musician, and she is a dancer, yoga teacher. So I interview people on the streets. That's what I do.
Like famous?
Yeah. Nah.
Can you interview us?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm not right now. Yeah.
I was born in Salinas, California.
podcast called?
It's Darte Arte. Do you guys speak Spanish?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I'm not gonna hear you.
What'd you say it's called?
Darte Arte. This is me. You can check my Insta, my YouTube.
I was gonna hand it to you.
Appreciate it.
He's in a really popular band. that
I
plays
make
at
music.
festivals
I
and
make all kind of music, reggaeton, pop music. I make rap, hip hop. I rap in English, Spanish, Portuguese. Yeah. So there you go. Check it out, guys.
Wait, you're gonna post this?
Oh, I'm gonna post this.
This is freaking.
It's gonna be on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be all over.
Oh yeah, boss.
Look out for it. Look out for it.
Okay.
Hideout's coming real soon.
Right out.
Do you guys ever meet up for a ride out? I'm trying to I have this video I'm planning on that I'm riding a pink bicycle, and I suck at riding a bicycle. But if you guys are popping wheelies behind me, that'd be cool.
I'm
That made
hosting
my
one Saturday.
when? This Saturday?
Yeah.
Where?
Coming on. The meet is at Tatum's Garden at 2.
Tatum's
Okay.
Garden?
All
Yeah.
right.
Can show you.
Send me a DM to my Insta, man, so I remember.
I scanned the code and it said it's linked.
You're not, brother.
What?
Oh!
No way.
QR code has been deactivated for some reason.
Oh no. Are you serious?
Oy way.
No way. Okay, this is worth it here.
Hey, that's good that you did that though,
Yeah,
because this
thank
fool
you.
didn't even know.
I've been passing this.
That sucks. You better thank this kid right here.
Yeah, man. You're right. I'm gonna fix it, dude. Thank you. Oh man, if that kid didn't say that. Yeah. I don't know how excited they're gonna get. It might be difficult to finish the interview, but gonna give me a heart attack next time. They're like, it's okay. This is part of being on the street. I love
Yeah?
it. Yeah.
Do you use all of this, or do you make cuts?
I'll use it all together. I don't want to spend time cutting. I used to have 3 cameras and 2 different audio things, and the thing is I would never publish the episode because it would take me so long to edit. Each camera angle, like one on me, one on you, have a different color because I don't have money to buy the same camera. So I was using my phone, my GoPro, my other camera, and it was so painful to match everything. So now with these little devices, the sound is already on the video. And if we say something horrible, which we haven't, I'll review it and cut it. But it was so organic with the
I know,
skits
that
that
was
I don't
cute.
care. That was great.
adorable.
It was like little sharks going
I know,
around
that
us.
was
What are you
really
guys doing?
cute. I know.
And then my QR code doesn't work.
They all
Oh
think
my
you're fake now.
God.
They all think
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
fake.
I don't know. They're on their phones. Hopefully, I gave 10 more Instagram followers. Hey, this is what happens when we're on the streets, man. I love it. I love it because you can be in your house doing all these social media, and it's not gonna hit the same.
Oh my gosh.
When you're on the
Look
streets,
at
you're
they're all
exposed.
just like watching us. How cute.
Yeah, man. We're gonna be like, oh, this old guy sucks.
I know this old guy with his
With his white beard.
non-functioning QR code.
He doesn't know what a QR code is. as bad as I make fun of my dad, I'm being the total dad right now.
Oh my God. Hey, doesn't it feel fun?
Yeah, it's great.
I'm just like, oh man.
It's like the kids are like, do you even know what a QR code is?
Oh my gosh. So funny.
I need to check my QR code. God damn. I've been handing this like I'm a professional. Like, hey, if you really like, I'm so advanced, check my QR code. It's disconnected. Oh,
It's okay. We'll figure it out later. You got this.
Okay, let's get back to you.
Manzanita Mercantile did really well. I was very proud of it. Too much work to do alone. My whole vision for it was always I wanted to have like a co-op. I really wanted many different artists to come together.
I see.
And to share the space with me, because I realized that like as much as I loved it and was sustaining it, it was like too much work to do alone.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
I don't know how to have employees and all that stuff at the time. Like it was just me and then my boyfriend at the time who was helping me a lot, my brother who was helping me, a few friends here and there. But geez, the amount of work was like
It's too much.
Too much. And so
And you're not designing the jewelry yourself. You're like what do you call it? You just said the word. Collecting and putting all together, curating.
Yeah,
You were curating and designing off of other stuff. And will you like being the middleman? Are you buying stuff from the artist and then you're reselling it,
Yes.
or like what do you call consignment? That's the word. I was looking for.
Yeah. I would either buy things wholesale from an artist or maker, or collaborate with an artist and then just ask them, like whatever they feel comfortable with,
of
and then.
course.
Yeah, so from like the beginning, it was always like sharing art from some of my friends, Ariel Mar, my friend La Luna Designs, Chelsea Riddle, who is the singer from The Basement, makes bolo ties.
I know Chelsea,
There's so many artists that were a part of that and still are, because it's still going.
Yeah. You
just not there
don't have a
anymore.
physical location, but you go into different markets or like, what do you call that? Like a pop-up?
Pop-up. Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe I could link up with you because I have hats. I have my BNCN hats.
Yeah, let's
and
do it.
I don't have a store. And I've been asking my wife to like launch it only on Instagram. And she's like a little, I'm not sure, I don't know. So I need a point of sale. I guess we can talk
That's
about
cool. I'm down.
if you like the designs, the
Totally.
ideas. I'm not wearing that today, but
I like how you had to look at your hat.
I don't know what I'm wearing. And I have puppies on my chest.
I like the
because I made a post about puppies
Very
on my chest.
nice.
No, man.
No. I don't think I have a quarter. Let me see. No, sorry.
Okay, so now what you're doing is focusing more on, are you a yoga instructor? Because I feel like that's also, speaking with your body, is very artistic as well. So you're still within the arts. Like I feel like your life is surrounded, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's very, if not surrounded, influenced by the art. So now the Manzanita is a pop-up here and there. What is your main focus right now?
Yoga. I would say like in terms of like making money, yoga is one of the things that I enjoy doing for money. I love what it does for my life. I love how it keeps me healthy, keeps me mindful, keeps me really sharp mentally and in community. So I love teaching yoga, and I do it both privately, and then I also do it in group sessions at Yoga Salinas.
Okay.
And I've done like, private lessons like for groups of people on the beach and things like that, which is fun. And aside from that, I also coach people. So different people have different topics they want to work on, and I coach them in their lives to support them through those things using a model called the integral theory. And I have a certification in that. I went to a school in the Bay Area called New Ventures West, and just learned all about the integral model, which basically says that everything is connected. We are part of a whole, and if I'm able to learn how to live from my wholeness, I can really have a full, rich life. There's no like island in the future that I'm waiting for to get to. Like every day I'm living like the dream that I want to live. And I believe that. So my goal is to help people realize that and learn that for themselves too.
That was the next question. It's like, what's coming for? You go by Andrea, by Rocha. Tell me Rocha Libre. Is
Rocha
that?
Libre.
Is that your last name? Is your
That's
last
my
name Rocha? Okay.
Rocha in Portuguese, it means rock. So Rocha.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
All this
Rochas,
time.
It's
I had no idea.
Rocha. Piedra.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
So
Hasha.
Sac de la Rocha from Rage Against the Machine.
Of the rock.
Of the rock. I had no idea. Okay.
So
Wow.
Rocha Libre, the name was really born from like a drunken night with my friends in San Francisco, to be honest. Like my friend's girlfriend, who I adore, she was just like, we were thinking of names and names and names. She's like, what about Rocha Libre? Because we like Nacho Libre. And then we're like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, like the free rock.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this rock, but I'm free. And she's like, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. That's it.
Awesome.
And years later, it's like funny because some people ask me, "Are you Rocha Libre?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." Like, cool.
I still have a hard time separating too, because on Instagram, I created this brand El Kallpa that was born from Kallpa Rasta, which was one of the bands that I was in.
Yeah.
Because I think we play reggae music and the Rasta part of a Rasta reggae, but I never like drum like a regular drummer for reggae. I'm very like violent, if you want to say, like loud, and the way I sing and I bark on the microphone. So if there was anything true about me within that band, is I was Kallpa, which was like the force, the strength, the energy, and it still remains with me. So that's how El Kallpa was born.
Oh, nice.
And I even think I'm pronouncing Kallpa wrong. Like if you pronounce it in Quechua, because it's Quechua.
El Kallpa.
Kallpa. I think it's
Kallpa.
Kallpa. But El is Spanish, so so it's like me. It's a fusion of things.
There you go.
It's Spanish for El, Kallpa for Quechua, and Kallpa because I mispronounce it because I'm not from there either. So it's what I am. It's a roaming thing that it's fusion. It's not pure, and I hate the concept of purity. It's like, you like jazz, only jazz, play this style of jazz. I'm like, no. Nothing is like exact, perfect, pure. Only one color, only one genre, only one. Everything. Nature shows us all the time. Everything is a mix of everything.
I feel you.
That's where I go with when they ask me, do you play reggae roots classic? I'm like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? Okay, so I was gonna ask you what's next, but I think you answered it when being present, right? That's your new with your coaching, is like trying to live in the present instead of focusing on what's the future, or if there's an island in the future, or what kind of plans do you have involved with the arts, or where are you going?
Yeah.
Rocha Libre.
I think that my goal is to live off of, my gifts. And when I say gifts, I mean things that feel very natural to me, where I don't feel like I have to put much effort. And for me, that's teaching yoga. There's a lot of work that I naturally want to do. I want to keep studying because it's part of my lifestyle. I want to keep reading the different scriptures. I want to keep learning from other teachers. Being a yogi for me is embodying all of that and really, really living that every day. It's just my lifestyle.
Right.
So to teach yoga is it's part of my lifestyle. It's a service to the community. And so there's that. And in addition to that, I would like to get to a point where I'm also able to use my other gifts, and make money off of those things, and creating spaces, curating experiences. I have some stuff in the works that I'm not going to mention yet because I'll share it when I'm ready.
Of course.
But I know a lot of business owners, and I know a lot of artists, and I'm hoping. Okay, what I will say is that I have a vision of owning my own art gallery someday.
Nice.
And maybe it looks like me taking baby steps to host gallery showings in some spaces. Also, in addition to that, just community gatherings, finding ways to bring my passion for my ancestry, my passion for ritual and ceremony, and bringing community together.
Yeah, connecting people
through those things.
This is what this podcast is about. At first, I wanted to create, this is how this was born. I wanted to create a podcast in Spanish. That was let's only speak Spanish. And then I was like, I'm breaking my own rules, you know. I'm closing out people that don't speak Spanish, and
¿Quieres
that's
hablar
messed
en
up.
español?
Pero ya está. O sea, hay
¿Ya
muchos
está?
episodios que están en español también.
Bueno.
Pero what I wanted to do, and I learned this while interviewing a few friends who were born here, and their Spanish was really good, but it wasn't flowing all the way. I was like, why am I putting these constraints on these people? Let them be what they can be, and then let's do it free. I'm not going to change the name because Darte Arte is to give you art, and I don't necessarily need to talk to an artist for them to give me art. That's how I feel now. If it's a person that just appreciates arts and likes to talk about it, what they like, what they feel, or if it's about going to eat some kind of food that makes you feel. So it's all about feelings for me. It's shifted a little bit, and it's been mutating this podcast or whatever it's called nowadays, this vlog of interviewing people. I call it like a casual talk. I love being outside because you can't control it.
Yeah.
Like the kids playing there or the motorcycle that goes brrr. It creates it's so natural. Instead of when you're in a studio, it's a little more contained. You can focus a little more maybe, but you lose the drive-by car, the kid that falls, the birds, the car, and everything. So I like this concept a lot.
Me too.
What else would you like to share before we say bye to everybody?
Wow, so many things.
We'll definitely have episode 2
So
coming
many
up.
things.
Because I want to do a little. I want you to take me in the little
Let Gaza
tour.
live. May all of you find your peace, your freedom, your joy, your ease. Everyone's version of what makes them feel those things is different. So part of what I believe I'm meant to do in life is to help people create the path to that. And I do that through coaching, I do that through my art, and I do that through movement, through yoga, through dance, and through communication. So if you need help in any of those realms, if you're feeling restless, bored, if you don't know what your passion is, what your gut's trying to tell you, if you feel disconnected from your body, hit me up.
Transgiversando, palabras que son usadas.